In the previous podcasts, we've learned all about the first 6 amendments to the U.S. Constitution. Now let's move on to the 7th Amendment. My name is Dr. Rick Gardner from Columbus State University, and this is a Muskogee County School District podcast, the 7th Amendment. Most of what we've learned about the Bill of Rights so far pertains to criminal proceedings. The 7th Amendment, however, deals with other type of proceedings known as civil suits. You see, a criminal trial occurs when someone has broken the law. That is to say, someone commits an act that's considered harmful to the whole community, even though the actual number of victims might have been 1 or 2. In criminal courts, the accuser is the government. It's usually represented by a lawyer known as the district attorney, often called the DA, or the state's attorney, or the city attorney, or the attorney of whatever the municipality is called where the crime took place. Those are criminal cases. The other kind of legal case is called a civil action. A civil action occurs when a private individual or organization claims that another private individual or organization has unfairly wronged them. A civil trial is not designed to determine whether a crime has been committed. As a matter of fact, in civil trials, sometimes there's not even mention of criminal behavior at all. Civil cases are usually more about the issue of fairness than they are any violation of law. For example, if I go to a surgeon because I need to have my tonsils removed, and the surgeon mistakenly removes my larynx instead, I can't really call the police and have him arrested. Instead, what I can do is take him to civil court. This process is commonly called suing. I can sue the doctor for malpractice. This is what the 7th Amendment protects: my right to sue another citizen or organization that I believe has in some way wrongly damaged me. The 7th Amendment guarantees a citizen that a jury, not a judge, will have the final say over which side wins the case. The 7th Amendment only has these 2 conditions. 1, there has to be at least $20 in damages claimed by the person making the accusation. And 2, this amendment only applies in the federal courts, not the state courts. A lot of what happens in a typical courthouse involves civil proceedings rather than criminal cases. Divorces, traffic accidents, medical malpractice, landlord-tenant disputes, bankruptcies, all of these are civil cases. In the United States, citizens are guaranteed the right to sue others in civil court, with a jury of peers determining the winner. Perhaps the biggest problem with the right to sue is that the people who usually benefit the most from civil suits are the lawyers. Civil attorneys, most often the personal injury variety, love the opportunity to represent a victim in a civil case. Why? Because when a victim sues someone for an injury that happens, for example in an automobile accident, the person getting sued is usually covered by an insurance company. So the lawyers go after the insurance companies who have large sums of money stored up. Then a large portion of the award that a victim gets from the insurance company goes to the lawyer. 30% is rather common. If you've watched TV for any length of time, you have seen civil lawyers' commercials. Have you been injured in an accident lately? Did you take a certain drug that caused you problems? Have you been hurt on the job? Call me. I'm attorney Rick Gardner, and I'll fight for you to get a lot of money. One call, that's all. Since these lawyers are always looking for victims to represent, they're commonly known as ambulance chasers. Now, to prevent this, there used to be a rule across the United States that lawyers were not able to advertise on television. They weren't allowed to try to talk people into filing lawsuits against others. But now that's changed, and if you turn on the TV, lawyers' commercials are probably as common as any others that you'll see on television. Now, these civil attorneys usually describe themselves as public servants, protecting the rights and claims of poor victims. But as a result of their aggressive pursuit of suing insurance companies, insurance rates for malpractice, automobile, and workmen's compensation have skyrocketed. Many physicians have abandoned their careers as a result of the costs and the risks associated with malpractice suits. It seems that more and more professionals fear being sued. Now, this has created an environment where everyone's so afraid of being sued that it seems to interfere with productivity. This problem has led some politicians to suggest that our country needs tort reform. Tort reform is a desire to limit civil suits in the United States. The tort reformers feel that the basic principle of the Seventh Amendment has done more to make attorneys wealthy than it's done to protect citizens. In fact, they claim that it hurts citizens because it causes their insurance rates to go way up. Well, this is one of those difficult questions about the Bill of Rights. What do you think? Should there be any limit to being able to sue those who you feel have unfairly caused you damages? And should lawyers be allowed to advertise and try to get you to sue someone? Well, according to the Seventh Amendment, if there's more than $20 damages at stake, you have the right to take someone to court before a jury of your peers and have the matter decided. Well, that concludes our discussion of the Seventh Amendment. In the next podcast, we'll look at the Eighth Amendment and the question of punishment in the United States. My name is Dr. Rick Gardner from Columbus State University, and this has been another Muscogee County School District podcast.